Before I get into the video, I want to let you all know that I'm working on an online course that will be dedicated to drastically increasing your attractiveness and becoming a desirable man just like I did. In this course, me and other experts are going to go deep into detail on multiple areas, covering everything from how you can properly increase your height to sculpting a chiseled, attractive jawline. I mean, we pretty much cover everything in it. So if you want me to guide you on how to drastically improve your physical appearance and not just with the basic stuff that you see on YouTube, then you can pre-order the course today before it comes out and save 50% off the original release price. And when the course is released, you'll get instant access to my private Discord community where me and my team will assist you on your journey and answer any questions that you have. The sale is only going on for 30 days, so don't miss out. So if you want to take your attractiveness to the next level, then the link will be down in the description below. Now back to the video. Looks don't matter is a statement that modern society has projected onto me for as long as I can remember. In movies where the skinny ugly nerd wins the girl over from the stupid mean Chad. In books, TV shows, my teachers, even with the role models around me, statements like beauty is in the eye of the beholder or it's what's on the inside that counts were repeated to me over and over again. And guess what? I pretty much believed every bit of it. And it was ultimately what led me to struggling with women in my teens. Hitting the gym was a foreign concept to me. Eating healthy and taking care of myself? Who needs that when you have a wonderful personality? I'd think to myself. When I was in high school, I remember seeing the tall, handsome guys snatch the women that I desired, and there were many times where I would just be the second option, sometimes even the third option to these girls, while the charming, handsome guys would date them and explore each other's bodies, all while I was sitting at home playing video games and jerking off most of the time. It was honestly pathetic, and something needed to change. And so, as many of you know, when I was 17, I fully took the plunge to improve my circumstances. I was tired of the way I looked and how it would make me feel inside. And so I said, screw it, I'm going to at least try to take care of myself because this is no way to live. I was not going to let my body decay anymore. I wanted to actually become attractive to these women. I wanted to actually feel confident in myself. So the first thing I started to implement in my life was the gym. I got pretty good at that. I started eating clean, fixing my acne, and I was seeing great results with my face as well. And suddenly things, they really started to click for me. Female attention went through the roof. I started getting more attention from the ladies. I'd always notice girls staring at me and even approaching me and asking for my number sometimes. And if I was the one to approach, it was almost always a yes. And that was far from the sorry, I have a boyfriend that I always got accustomed to hearing all the time. The results on dating apps also skyrocketed. I don't use these dating apps anymore, but I think this still applies here. I went from matching and getting ghosted by, bigger girls and low quality women to actually matching with women I was finally attracted to. And they wanted to talk to me. It felt great. Body language was another thing I noticed as well. Before my transformation, people, when interacting with me, they were often quite neutral or even negative in their demeanor. It felt like people didn't want to be around me, but after I took the dive towards heavily improving my appearance, things completely changed for me. Even though I was acting and speaking in pretty much the same way, not changing much of my personality at all, both genders were so much more invested into conversations that I'd have with them. This included increased eye contact, more smiling, laughing at jokes that weren't even remotely funny. Hell, even, multiple gas station ladies tried hitting on me after I'd tell a joke, and I'm not even that funny. And I'm here to tell you that this is all what's referred to as the halo effect. It's when you're perceived differently solely by the way you look. Characteristics like being loud and energetic, they're more likely to be perceived as annoying if you're an ugly dude compared to a good looking dude acting the same way, but people would probably just say, oh, he's fun, he's outgoing, and so charismatic. This isn't always the case, but generally the better you look, the better you are perceived. The point is, looks do matter, and if you're not happy with your appearance, there are things that you can do to change it. It's not impossible to look way better than you do now. Some people will tell you that you should just be happy with who you are, that you should love yourself no matter what. And while that's a nice thing to say, it's not exactly helpful when you're feeling insecure about your looks. So let's debunk some common myths about the statement, looks don't matter. First of all, some people are going to tell you that looks don't matter because it's all about the personality. Well, I'm sorry to say, but that's just not true. I mean, yeah, personality, it's definitely important, and you don't want to come off as a douchebag or a weirdo, but it's not the only thing that matters. You could have the greatest personality in the world. You could be fun and outgoing, but if you look like a homeless dude who hasn't showered in 3 consecutive years, people are going to treat you way worse, and you'll be perceived horribly. Another common myth is that looks don't matter because everyone has different tastes and what they're attracted to. Well, obviously that has some truth to it. Everyone does have different preferences and what they like, but there are certain traits that are generally attractive to everyone. For example, mostly everyone is attracted to symmetrical faces and clear skin. So even though it's true that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, there are lots of things that you can do to increase your chances of being considered attractive. The next myth is going to be that looks are just genetic. While this may largely be true, it doesn't take away from the fact that you can make huge progress with improving the way you look, even if your starting base isn't the best. I want to show you these guys for example. Do you think these dudes, did you think they had good bases to start from? I don't think so, but they didn't let that get in the way of making great progress. They at least tried to take matters into their own hands. They didn't give up or say, nope, it's all genetics, there's no point in trying. You have to at least try. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, I'm not shallow, I don't judge people based on their appearance. And as nice as that is, it doesn't change the fact that we are all human, and human nature judges people based on their looks. It's a brutal truth of life that beauty matters. As much as it's important to care about someone as a person and get to know their personality, the reality is that first impressions matter. And if you don't look like you take care of yourself, you're going to give off a bad impression. So, why do looks matter? Well, for one thing, improving your attractiveness can help you feel more confident. When you feel good about how you look, you're more likely to be more outgoing, take risks, and put yourself out there. That can lead to all kinds of positive outcomes, from getting multiple dates to landing an interview at your dream job. And by undergoing such a transformation, the respect that others give you will grow massively. By building a muscular, strong physique, you will gain respect from people, mostly by men, but it also shows other women that you're capable and disciplined, which are good traits to have. But beyond just that, taking care of your appearance is a way of showing respect for yourself. Just as women use makeup to feel better about themselves, us men can also do things to look and feel our best. It's a way of signaling to others that I value myself enough to invest time and effort into looking good. And you also might be thinking, but what about your inner beauty? Isn't that more important? Now, obviously, your inner beauty and your inner self is important. But the truth is, it's not a one or the other situation. You can have both inner and outer beauty. When you start to take care of your appearance, it can actually help bring out the good qualities in the inner you as well. So if you're serious about improving your appearance, it's important to take a holistic approach. This means you should be focusing on both your looks and your mental health. I personally made the mistake of just focusing on the way I looked and improving that area the most, and it resulted in a bunch of mental health problems down the line. It's slowly getting better now, but having messed up mental health and being attractive can't go hand in hand. Your mind represents your body and face, and it will definitely show. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.